Hey everybody, I'm James. Some of you know me as Alex.
I'm James.
I'm the third J.
I like that.
I dig it.
Yeah.
So everybody, we've been gone. We didn't have a last episode because we didn't want to do it.
We didn't feel like
We
it.
didn't feel it.
We was busy recording and our schedules were pretty full.
Yeah,
He's lying. We really did not feel like it.
We're trying to make some music for you guys, but at the same time, we were so busy. We're like, we'll just wait.
Yeah, it took like the whole day.
Just
Drums.
Just drums,
Just
bro.
4 songs.
You got to get it done.
Well, he
though.
got them in a day. It'll take me and you multiple days to do our parts.
This is true.
Hey, you did see that thing I posted on Facebook?
What?
About drummers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He posted a thing. It said, science shows if you're a drummer, you're a little bit smarter than everybody else or something like that.
Yeah, I'll post the whole article on the J3 podcast page.
Bull.
So we've got a pretty cool show for you. We're back. We've decided that we're not going to do the 4-song roundup because YouTube and Facebook likes to take it down.
Yeah, I got to look more into the copyright laws and see what is acceptable use and what is not.
I always thought that you could just play a small clip and
That's what I thought too, but apparently not. So I'm going to have to dig a little deeper before we bring music back onto the shows.
We got to do a little bit of digging in.
Yeah.
and then again it could have
Big
just
ref.
been came back.
Big rec
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah.
What?
You missed it.
You missed it. Anyway, I said digging in.
Okay.
So I guess the big news today, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know we are not going to talk about New York. We're not going to do it.
Nah.
So next to the next thing, we have
A certain group of people were robbed.
a certain group of people were robbed, and they were my people. I have been a New Orleans Saints fan for as long as I've watched football.
I don't know why. But okay.
But if you noticed last season, we made it till we played the Vikings, and in 7 seconds of us, we were winning the game, and in the end, last 7 seconds, the Vikings beat us. Then the Vikings got smashed the next game, but that don't matter because this year, Saints and Rams are both the number 1 seed in the league. They were both the best teams of the league.
Yep.
So I knew it was going to be very, very, very close. So I bet $50 on it.
Oh.
Yeah, and
He's extra salty.
and the thing about it is you probably all saw the no call. And after I posted something about the no call of the obvious
Pass interference.
pass interference, that people started posting stuff to my page saying, well, what about all those calls that the Saints didn't get called on them? Well, none was as obvious as that one.
That
okay?
was like,
That was pretty...
he could have messed him up with that move.
Yeah, it was very, very obvious,
That
and
was
there was a
some rough
ref
helmet to
right
helmet.
there. Like, I mean, it wasn't like, it was hidden. It just didn't get called.
Yeah.
This was like, it's bullshit, but, whatever.
I definitely think the rule needs change to where you can still challenge a play even if there's no call.
Yeah, I think the officials, one, that should have been challenged.
But you can't.
Well, you can't challenge
If there's no penalty.
call. I think,
That should be changed.
I think, the coach should have been able to throw some sort of flag to say, hey, this needs review. And then they could just watch the instant replay and be like, oh, holy crap, that was brutal. Yeah, let's throw this flag that's needed here.
One reason they might not allow that would be because that would automatically stop the clock.
True.
But it was an incomplete pass. The clock was stopped anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe they could make it to where if you use one on a no call, it counts as 2
Yeah.
challenges. You have to use 2 challenges to do a no call.
They'll end up doing something. I figure that next season will start in LB
Yeah.
because this has created a huge uprising because there's a thing in the NFL policy, in the handbook, whatever you want to call it,
They can make
that
them replay.
you can
can't it?
replay the game because of that.
If
Really?
But the odds of that happening is very, very slim. I mean, because the Super Bowl was like, what?
Yeah.
Next
If
weekend?
it had been earlier in the
If it had
playoffs,
been earlier in
like
the
first
playoffs.
playoff game, maybe. But
I mean, it's all fair. Not
as soon
really,
as,
but
as soon as that game ended, there was companies already making merchandise. So for
Yeah.
them to replay that game would be screwing over and pissing off a lot of companies.
Yeah, like the next day, we went into work Monday, and
We had blankets that we were already designed.
third shift had ran overnight 2 or 3 rolls of
Patriots versus Rams.
Patriots versus the Rams Super Bowl blankets. It was like we showed up, and it's like, well, this needs cut right now, guys. It's like, okay, wow, that was fast.
that was quick.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, so if they said this was the first time in NFL history that the 2 championship games have went into overtime.
Really? It is also the first season, or that first time that, what is it? The LA Rams are going to the Super Bowl, and the Dodgers, are they the LA Dodgers?
Is that right?
Went to the World Series.
Well, see, the thing is that the
So-
Rams have been to the Super Bowl, but they just now become the LA Rams.
Yeah, they
But
were
this
St. Louis.
This is the first time in history that one city has had two
Two
championship.
That's
teams.
insane.
Well, I don't know. Boston, they got, well, no, I'm thinking of just the New England area in general. You got the Yankees and Patriots and all of that.
But
crap.
if you're like me, I am getting tired. I am getting absolutely tired
Should buy a Tempur-Pedic.
of the Patriots going to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I'm completely fed up with
been
Tom Brady.
He's been in 9.
I'm going to say this. I hate the Patriots. I hate Tom Brady. I hate Belichick. But let me tell you something. They've got a team. They know how to play.
Yeah,
As
it's
much
a
as I
rough
hate
team
them,
this year.
as much as I do not like them, this was their rougher season, and they're still made it.
From what I've seen, though, Tom Brady's like a star player and all, but Gronkowski and Edelman are really helping carry that team.
He did some damage.
That's a
at
lot
that
of
game.
damage.
Yeah. But,
Gronk is freaking huge.
yeah.
But
I wonder if he has to wear that pad on his left arm like he does because he's got arm injuries, or if it's just to keep that arm from knocking the other players flat out.
I don't know.
Because he's huge.
well, I know that I won't be pulling for them at the Super Bowl.
No.
No.
As much as I hate to say
Have
it,
you-
I'm pulling for the Rams because
Yeah.
Have you seen there's a picture, it's a meme, and it says basically how all the states are pulling, and they're all Rams except for the top right corner's Patriots, and then you got Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just nothing because the Saints are.
Oh,
they could-
yeah.
Saints could care less.
I don't care who. I mean, I would love to see the Patriots just get flat
Clobbered.
out destroyed.
Yeah. And see, Brady, it is like there's this massive fascination with Tom Brady. And honestly, if the rest of the team wasn't as good and as well coached by Belichick, Tom Brady would be a nobody. I don't think he would be this big superstar like he is
Yeah. Like
without
if-
the rest of the team being really well trained by Belichick, he's an incredible coach. And that plays a lot into it. I don't think people think of that. They're just like, oh my God, the quarterback, he's doing so good. Yeah, whatever.
No.
But if you've been paying attention to the NFL season, then you know that Maroon 5 is playing the halftime show. There's still no confirmation on No Sweet Victory.
I heard something about when they first announced it, they kind of teased at the idea.
Yeah.
Please.
I didn't watch it, so I've not seen that, but I saw some news clip on
See,
Facebook about it.
Got
I
to pay
know that
respect, man.
Atlanta, that's where the Super Bowl's happening. That I think it's Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, dude, they should got Ween.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, gosh, that'd have been a good one.
Could have played the loop-de-loop song. Learn how to tie your shoe.
Well,
And they play Ocean Man too.
Yeah.
Play some Ocean Man.
Knowing Adam Levine's sense of humor, I could see that being a possibility if he didn't care
To pull Wayne.
how it would skew Maroon 5's image. Because Adam seems like a total nut that would pull a stunt like that.
God, that would be awesome if they just got up there and started playing Push the Little Daisies.
Yes. If
And the bass.
for those that don't have a clue what we're talking about,
Let's type in Ween.
look up Ween.
WEEN.
Push the Little Daisies. Or
Big Jim.
Big Jim.
Big Jim.
That's with the LJILM.
Big Jim.
Jim.
It's the weirdest band you'll probably ever hear in your life.
You will hear it and instantly think less of us.
But they one of their albums was the inspiration behind the creation of SpongeBob. The creator of SpongeBob was a Ween fan. Listened to the album. Which album was it?
Pure Guava. Was
No, it was after
the one-
Pure Guava.
It was the Mollusk.
The Mollusk,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
He listened to that album and for some reason was inspired to create
Was he on drugs?
Probably.
I think he was.
It was the early 90s.
And I mean, he was listening to Ween, which means
Was it early 90s?
probably on drugs.
I think it was early 90s.
What's that mean that we listen to Wayne, but we're not on drugs?
We're a rare breed.
Yeah.
But there's also that Foo Fighters is playing.
Yes.
At the
before.
beginning.
They released a hilarious video.
I still haven't seen it.
Really?
I really haven't seen
I
it.
think you're gonna laugh. The whole thing is a big reference to The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
It's just it's funny. There's a lot of very coarse language. So if you're
I was surprised by that. That
yeah,
they actually had like Terry Bradshaw and some other people.
Terry Bradshaw, Michael
Affiliated.
Strahan, and I forget the other guy.
Yeah, I was surprised they had people affiliated with NFL like that,
Yeah.
and then have that kind of like that. Definitely wasn't on TV nowhere.
No.
That's strictly their channel.
But they're playing the pre-show concert.
Well, it's like Metallica played something last year because the Super Bowl happened in Metallica's hometown. But Metallica said that they would never be able to play at the Super Bowl, so they called it the night before, and it was the Saturday before, and they played at like an arena near where the Super Bowl was happening, and like played this huge concert the night before the Super Bowl, which I thought was really cool.
Well, I think the
What did
Foo
did
Fighters
they
is going to be the day of.
Did they like sell separate tickets, or like if you had a ticket at the Super Bowl?
No, it was
you
separate
got it?
tickets.
Yeah.
Metallica's, come on now.
Oh, I mean, definitely worth the tickets, but if it was advertised as Super Bowl pre-show,
I think Paul McCartney needs to play next year.
because he'll die soon.
Yep. One more before he croaks.
Why you gotta say stuff like that?
Well, it's true.
It's true, but that don't
But at
mean
the
that
same
I'm
time-
happy and okay with
But
it.
at the same time, have you heard the lyrics to some of his new songs? Sounds like the dude's still pretty active in several ways.
if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, his name's Sir Paul McCartney.
It says "Sir" at the beginning. He's still active.
Oh yeah. But the thing is that did you hear that there was one year that him and Beck were hanging out and they were going to the Grammys after party. And now imagine this: they go up to
I've heard this. Yeah.
they
What
go up,
was that?
they go
Acting.
they go up to the door. The guy pulls up the list and says, "Name, please." And he's like, "I'm Sir Paul McCartney." And he's like, "And I'm Beck." And they're like, "You're not on the list." Now imagine, would the Grammys really be a thing if the Beatles weren't around?
Probably not.
Probably.
I mean,
not.
they probably would,
Yeah,
but-
but
Not as big a thing.
how many bands that have been in the Grammys have
So
been
did they
inspired by
have
the
to walk
Beatles?
away? Like, did
Yeah,
they?
they had to leave.
They literally turned away Paul McCartney.
They turned away
Beck.
the richest musician
Yeah,
in the world
by a lot.
by a long shot. The one who has made the most money off of his music had pretty much the most sales of all time. They turned him away.
Man, Paul McCartney's so good.
Oh yeah.
He's at an old age and his voice is still amazing.
Oh yeah. I like his voice now.
Better, kind of.
Well,
Sometimes.
sometimes it's like I
think
prefer
his best
young
voice.
I like his young voice when he was screaming, like on Helter Skelter, when he's just belting out those high notes. He can't do that now.
1985. That's a jam.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's one of the last songs off Band on the Run, that album.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he was good when he's in the Beatles. He's good now. But I think that his best, like where his vocals were just spot on, was from Maybe I'm Amazed on through like Band on the Run into like the Michael Jackson, like the Say, Say, Say.
Mm-hmm.
That was like his prime time of how his voice sounded, in my opinion.
I like his last album, New.
New was really good.
Yeah, it was a great album.
It's better than that new one. I mean, the new one's got some good songs on it. But
speaking of profits off of music, that can tie into our next topic:
Profits off of games.
Video games.
So, what video game, Alex? Because James already knows. What video game do you think was the best-selling game of the year?
okay, well, if I had to break it down, I'd say if I was to make a list,
Are you talking best selling off of
best-selling
units
game.
of games?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, not profits.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
off of units of games.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, the only games that I could think of that didn't compete is you'd probably put in the top games. You'd have Red Dead, you'd have Black Ops, you'd probably have that Fallout 76.
That's a terrible game.
Yeah, and then you'd have
So many glitches.
that new Battlefield game.
Battlefield 5 actually didn't do good.
Yeah.
People
Well,
are PO'd
You
about
know
it.
why? Because it's not finished.
Yeah, like they left out some modes and said, "We'll put these modes in a few months down the line," and people are like, "Why are we
But
paying?"
then you also have
$60?
there was that Assassin's Creed game that come out.
Yeah, Odyssey. That was a good one.
But I don't know. You didn't hear as much about it as you did like Red Dead. And
Yeah. There's a big bunch of hype over Red Dead.
if I had to say so myself, which one I thought did the best? Now I know I'm probably wrong. I'd probably say Red Dead.
You're correct.
Correct.
I'm correct.
It was Red Dead.
Well, I mean,
Black Ops was second, but not by much.
well, let me tell you this. In 2016, there was a commercial that come out, a teaser trailer for Red Dead, and it said fall of 2017. And I said, oh boy, I can't wait.
It looks like
can't
you're
wait.
going to have to.
Well, I waited till the summer of 2017. They said, we're going to push it back to the spring of 2018. I was like, okay, that's fine. It hits the winter, we're going to wait till fall of 2018. And I'm like, my God.
There's some game that's supposed to come out in like 2 months, and they just now pushed it back.
Oh, wow.
It's 2 months from release, and they said, oh, now we're pushing it to fall.
Well, see, at first I was like scared. I'm like, God, we're never going to get this game. But then somebody made sure to let everybody know on this online blog that GTA 5, and it was only 6 months. It was delayed 6 months. Red Dead was delayed like a year and some. But the thing is, I mean,
I'm okay with that because it means that they're making sure they get it.
yeah,
right.
and that's the thing.
And they definitely did.
Yeah.
I mean, you played Red Dead,
I mean,
right?
there was that one road where all your horses catch on fire, but
Well-
it was funny though. So
Think about how big the map is, though. There's going to be
there's gonna be some.
some spots.
Did you y'all played it, right?
I have
I've
not
not.
played it.
My God.
I've seen you play it.
I've seen gameplay. Is it?
It's like what I like about it is kind of like
It's the horses.
it's like a
In
it's like
the
a
winter.
sim thing. You have to cut your hair. You have to shave your beard.
I
You have
I
to
like realism in
you have
games.
to eat, or you'll start you have to make
The
sure
whole
you,
deal with the guns, keeping your gun
You
clean.
have to make sure, like when you're going in the cold parts of the map, that you have to have a jacket, or you will die
Like
from being too cold.
I like games having unrealistic aspects, but at the same time, even if you throw some unrealistic things in there, throw even more realistic things.
Yeah, the
in
only
there.
thing
Yeah.
about Red Dead that ever ticked me off is that the horses. You ever seen videos where they like trip over rocks and like sling you off?
Yeah.
Like everything about that game
Like
is
small?
so almost dead on, but you're riding through this huge field with this horse and you're going like hardcore. You've trained your horse, you've trained him, and you're just going and going and going, and a little bit of rock sits in the middle of that field and you go whoosh, and
So
you
it's not even a big rock. It's just a little.
yeah, it don't matter.
Like it
But-
would not trip a horse.
The only thing that this did PO a lot of people is that I almost experienced this myself. Actually, I did. I actually had to cut my Xbox off. If you as you're with your horse, you train. You know, you're becoming a relationship with your horse, so it starts like being able to run faster. You're like training it. You're doing this. If your horse dies, you can't get the horse back, and you have to start again
Yeah.
with a new horse.
So you turned it off before it saved, so you could get your horse. back.
Wow.
Or does it automatically auto save?
No. So somebody was playing my game, and I was going, and they're listening to this right now, or they will be listening to this, and they're running through this tunnel, this dark tunnel, and like the tunnels in Red Dead, like if you go through like a train tunnel, you can't see nothing for a while because they got long tunnels going through these mountains,
Yeah.
and you can't see nothing. All of a sudden, there's a light coming. And they're like, what is that? And a damn train come toward it. And there's no way to get out of the way of the train. Train hit it. And I was in the kitchen and I screamed and I ran and cut the Xbox off and like about hyperventilated, turned the game back on and my horse was still there. I about cried a little bit. I mean, it's funny. Like now I think I wouldn't have been real mad if my horse died because
I can just hear you like, what are you doing?
I was like, ah!
You killed Jeffrey. How dare you kill Jeffrey?
No.
I loved him.
My horse.
I went on so many long rides with him.
I spent so many hours riding that horse.
I've been on the mountains. I've been through the plains. He was special.
Oh. That's great.
Oh my god! But yeah, the game was awesome. Like
It deserves it.
Yeah. Definitely deserves the spot.
Now,
of number one.
you want something depressing?
oh no,
Here we go.
Something that doesn't deserve anything, in my opinion.
what?
That was the best-selling game of the year. What was the most profitable?
I feel like I know where this is going.
Yeah,
Take a swing at it.
Is it Fortnite?
it's
There,
Fortnite. $2.4 billion, and it's free to play.
That's
have you ever
only
played Fortnite though?
No.
And it's
I never
trash.
will.
I have, and it's trash.
I play it.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not
But-
going to spend no money on it, but
Exactly.
I play it.
$2.4 billion, and the only thing they can make money off of is, okay, yeah, there's that game mode Save the World. It's like some kind of zombies thing, but nobody actually plays it,
Everybody always plays the.
They play the battle
royale.
Yeah.
which means they make most of their money off of outfits and dances, and you can only, everybody will end up finding an outfit that's their favorite. They'll wear that one, and the rest of them they spent money on was a waste of money because they're not
Useless.
wearing that one. You can only have 5 or 6 dances saved at one time.
Yeah.
So what happens to the other 50 that you bought and paid with real money?
No, I think that's.
It's a waste.
I think it's a cool game for what it is, but it's kind of like apps.
The fascination around it is just sickening.
It's
Yeah,
Unexplainable.
It's a fun game and it's very intense. Like you go onto a map, and it's like what I like about it is everything's rated. So you got all these people, player versus player was like 50 versus 50, and you go into this map, and you could jump out of the bus, which is like flying, and you jump out of the bus, you jump on this map. You could walk and make 2 steps and get shot and died. You're done with the game.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That the game's intense.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you drop into something and you're like, it's like in that damn movie that what was that movie we went to go see?
Oh,
Overlord.
yeah.
Overlord.
Yep.
Like at the beginning of that movie, and they jump off, and there's all that stuff going on. Well, it's not that intense, but
Yeah.
that's it. You feel like, oh crap, like
Yeah.
this could be intense. But the whole thing of spending money
just
on a free
hate-
game, I'm not.
And the game is so corny looking, man.
Yeah.
I saw a thing that it was a meme. It was an elephant that had PUBG wrote on it, and then a penguin that had Minecraft on it. So PUBG was the elephant, Minecraft was the penguin, and then you see God pointing to this penguin body with an elephant head, and it says Fortnite, and God's like, "What is this? What did you do?"
Yeah. I
And
mean,
that's
that's basically,
basically-
yeah.
What it
That's
is.
accurate.
I mean-
PUBG and Fortnite, or PUBG and Minecraft had a baby, and it was Fortnite.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's a cool
I just-
game, but
I hate that. I mean, yeah, there's some skill involved, but at the same time, it's majority luck.
Most of what I've seen, it looks like everybody is pressing random buttons.
Yeah, whenever they go to build, they just press random buttons and build up.
the
as
only
fast
thing
as
is like,
possible.
if you ever played PUBG,
No.
PUBG is about the same thing, but you don't build nothing. What I don't like about PUBG is you drop into a map. Like the way Fortnite does it is like your rifles and your shotguns and pistols have different ammo, but there's a universal ammo for all of your rifles. There's a you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
PUBG, you go into the map. I searched the map because the games last longer. So I dropped into this map and I'm searching for like 15 minutes for a gun, and I find a gun with no ammo. You know where I found the ammo? On the other side of the map.
No.
And I barely made it over there. I mean, it's like, I like the whole that it's very simplistic, like Fortnite simplistic. They're like, we've got 3 different kinds of ammo.
Which, that's
and-
how Black Ops is for Call of Duty.
Yeah, just jump into a map, get large ammo, get your rifle that takes large ammo, go to town. Like, it's not too thought out.
Which Blackout has like 9mm, 5.5, 6mm, 50 cal, all that. But multiple guns take each of those.
What they don't think about, though, is
They're not gun
the
specific.
best mode on Black Ops is zombies.
Mm,
I don't know. I've not
it's pretty
played
good.
the Black Ops Zombies.
Black Ops zombies, when, like, I'm talking about like the one where you're in that arena.
The Gladiator
Yeah,
calls
and they have like lines and stuff. I mean, that I played it on whatever, and I mean that game is that's awesome.
It's intense.
Like, I was like, it's very intense, and I love it.
I'm still a big fan of World at War Zombies. That's my zombies.
OG.
I don't know. The original Black Ops Zombies was pretty good
Meh.
because you had
Yeah.
like the Pentagon, and you had
It was pretty good.
yeah.
But there's just something about the World at War Zombies that, I don't know, takes the cake for me. I dig it.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
So, something else that was profitable. I'm talking about a bunch of
It's
profits.
very profitable. This is the profit episode.
Except that we started off by
The
saying
world's money.
except we started off by saying we are not profitable.
We're not.
Yeah.
We should not have these songs cause us
And
not.
that's why we can't have the songs, is because the companies are not making profit off songs. So this is just profit episode.
Yep.
Well, but me and James, we went and watched a movie last Friday.
Saturday.
I had to
Saturday.
work.
Yeah, Alex ditched us for work.
You missed out.
The new Dragon Ball movie.
It was good.
It's really good.
Really good.
Very high budget on that movie.
Yeah.
Lots of animation. And this is the first ever anime movie to be released in IMAX theaters in America.
We didn't get to watch it IMAX.
Sadly, it was like a Wednesday, which is
It was on a Wednesday in Raleigh, so it was kind of nope.
not sure why they made that decision, but okay.
Yeah, I know they would have made more money doing it on a weekend.
But in the first week, it made $89 million. The last movie that came out, Resurrection F, like 3-4 years ago,
I think it was 2016.
it made, in its first week, it made,
2 something or 3?
I forget, it was like a fraction of what this one
Yeah, it was single digit millions.
Yeah.
So this one way bigger.
obliterated it. It went
Yeah.
from being, it was in 183 theaters when that last movie came out. This one was in 1,200 and something.
And we almost didn't get our tickets.
Like you had to reserve tickets, and
Yeah.
we didn't get to go to the 7:30 because it was reserved, all but 2 tickets, and they weren't close to each other.
Yeah. A lot of people showed up for this. And it was all like our age, like
Yeah,
20.
it's not kids; it's our age.
It was early 20s to mid 30s.
And some even older.
Well, that's the
Yes,
group that actually remembers
Yeah.
the good
It was
Dragon
like
Ball.
a 90s kid millennial reunion.
I mean, this show came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
Our uncle grew up watching this.
It's going to end up that you're going to have 3 generations watch, one that grew up on Dragon Ball and the early episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Us, which grew up mainly
When it was on Cartoon Network.
on the last episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and then GT, which has been erased from the storyline. Sadly, Super Saiyan 4 was awesome, but now you've got Super, which is going to end up probably the young kids are going to more likely gravitate to that.
And it's still going.
Yeah, there. I heard there's not officially any plans to make more episodes of Super, but it's not been denied. So nobody really knows if they're currently working on anything. Hopefully they are.
How many shows have there ever been, though, where a kid is watching this show and his grandpa also watched that show when they were young?
Just be like Days of Our Lives.
Dragon Ball is the Days of Our Lives of anime. Except that
much.
it's good.
Yeah. It's
Hey, don't you be talking
Hey,
trash.
you listen here. 1 o'clock rolled around and I hated 1 o'clock.
God, when I went with my grandma,
Because it come on and you had to be quiet because mom was watching
Oh,
Days of
yeah.
Our Lives.
Oh no,
You
my
couldn't be loud.
My grandma. I spent my childhood like in the summers and stuff like at my grandma's house, and there used to be another show called Passions.
Oh,
and it was at 2, and it was like when 1 o'clock run around, you just hand the remote and you just walk away, and you be quiet.
I always hated hearing that stupid, like sands through the hourglass. So in the days of our lives, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna tear my eyes out.
And it's funny because then Passions would come on, and then my grandma would watch like Steve Wilkos and Oprah and Dr. Phil, and
It was always Oprah and Dr. Phil.
it was all,
That was
yeah.
after I got off the bus. If it was during
And
a
then it was
weekday.
like according to Jim,
I don't know.
I slightly
it'd be like
remember that.
according to Jim, Home Improvement, like that's
Oh,
yeah,
Home
like,
Improvement. I
God,
remember.
now I like Tim Allen, but God, Home Improvement, I can't.
What?
But I'll tell you this: I used to hate with a passion Seinfeld, and I love it now.
I've never gotten into it.
I had to really sit down and watch it. And the funny thing is that this show is about completely nothing.
Yeah.
There's an episode, a whole 30 minutes, where they're sitting at that sandwich and soup shop, and the only thing that's being done is the guy's saying, "You can't come here and eat." He's like, "No." He's just getting mad at him, so they leave, and then they come back and get back in the line, and he's like, "You've already been through here. You can't come back." And then it's
Oh, is
just,
that the one that no soup for you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that like there's an episode about George, the short fat one, if you're unfamiliar with the show,
I think I know which one you're talking about.
is
To wear glasses.
Yeah. He's talking to this girl, and he goes with her like to her parents' house, and they go swimming. So while he's changing after he gets done swimming, us men know this problem. He's in the room and he takes his swimming trunks off and he's changing, and his girlfriend's sister walks in the room and sees what they call the episode the shrinkage. And the whole episode is him telling everybody and him freaking out because she's seen his shrinkage. And he's telling her it's not that small. And I'm like, that's what the whole 30 minutes is about. Like, how do you...
Wow.
And I mean, it's really funny.
I've just never watched it. I don't know why.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like The Office, I never got into The Office till after it was done.
Same here.
And then I watched The Office, and I'm like, this is hilarious.
I'm into The Office now because of Wyatt at the shop. He always watched The Office, and I'd be like,
Wyatt
okay.
got me on. If Wyatt's listening to this, he's got me on to a couple shows. Like he would watch Friends, How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother, yes.
And I remember going, I don't really care for that show, but then I would sit there and watch it, and I'd be like, I like that.
Not bad. Do you remember a name? A very certain name. Bob Vila.
That I was sitting here trying to think of that a minute ago.
No.
You don't know Bob Vila? It was like, what was the show called? Bob Vila.
I'm not sure.
Drawing a blank.
But it
was all home improvement stuff. Like
he literally would show you like how to build stuff.
Yeah. Every Sunday morning, getting up before church, that would be on the TV, and I'd be waiting in the living room.
Women had Days of Our Lives. Men had Bob Vila.
Bob Vila.
I remember growing up every day that my dad was off, like HGTV and stuff would be on, and my dad would be watching like those. Who's that? Homes on Homes. That dude that goes into these houses and he's talking about he goes in there to do some I don't know. Homes on Homes was good.
Oh, This Old House.
Yes, I know This Old House.
Yeah.
Yes. That was the dang show, man. I loved that. I don't know why. I was a little kid. I should have been more infatuated with cartoons, but I was very happy watching This Old House.
Again, different breed.
Isn't that where they would all sit around that table? And they'd be talking about all these things. They're like, well, this is a 2x4.
They bring out
sitting there talking about
it's
wood.
And like they bring out some kind of weird drill and talk about what it could do.
And I'm like, who cares? But whatever. You're some old guys and you're very
enthusiastic.
Look at this drill.
This thing can go through this wood.
Look at the grain of this mahogany.
McGraw.
Mahogany.
This mahogany wood.
That was a
Dragon Ball
Z abridged reference.
Yeah. Any Dragon Ball Z fans?
If you're okay with, don't watch this with your kids.
Do not. No. A lot of dark humor and a little bit of language. Not too bad, I don't think.
You ain't remembering correctly if you think they ain't.
Oh, okay.
Bad language.
Well,
that's bad language.
Horrible. No. They take the original animation and they re-voice it.
Yeah, they have voice actors do over it.
It is hilarious.
So funny. Mahogany.
So let's move on to the next topic, or the next segment. Last episode, we talked about the moon landing, whether it was real or fake. What's the next crazy crap you gonna hit us with? I love that soundtrack, man.
That's gonna be the new. I'm just gonna play it every time. So today, if you pay attention to the last episode,
I didn't.
We talked about the moon landing, how it's fake because it is.
Or is it?
No. This week, this bye-week, whatever you want to call it, we are going to talk about the flat Earth, the flat Earth theory,
the pancake Earth.
I thought we touched on this.
No, he hinted at it.
I hinted
at the end of the last episode.
It's a donut. Krispy Kreme rules the universe.
No. So what I want you to do is, James, if you would, get on that computer. And for you people at home, listen.
Don't tell me.
Open up another tab and search.
My God, at the tabs you have open, sir.
I've been doing some shopping on gear. There's a big deal
There's
on
like
Sweetwater.
15 tabs.
Big deal on Sweetwater right now. Any musicians, you've got 2 days left. It runs out on the 30th. There's a lot of markdowns and demo gear.
Bruh,
Go look.
Okay. Just a little plug in there.
The United Nations logo. If you go,
What do they even do?
you'll see. Okay, so pull up one of those pictures. So this is what the United Nations logo looks like.
What country is that?
That's the world.
That's the
No,
world.
it's not.
Yes. Shh. Here we go.
There's North America and South America. There's Africa. There's Asia.
From what angle?
From the top.
From the top.
Looking at the top of the globe.
Do you see?
Okay, so this is not like a map. Why?
No,
is
this is
No,
this
it is a map.
This is like take the globe and look from it from the top.
But
and
why is
open it up.
Mexico so thin?
Because Mexico
Because
is
it
thin.
is.
It ain't on a map.
It's not proportional on a map.
No, a globe is not proportional with how the world really is set.
Like no standard maps or globes you look at are proportional in the slightest.
Well, that's just stupid.
Exactly. So that's kind of the point of this. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
So if you look at this, the idea of the flat Earth, if you're looking, you're supposed to be looking at home as well. Here's where this gets into a huge debacle.
Debacle.
There was a plane leaving the Philippines.
Flight Malaysia.
No.
Different
Okay.
one?
Yeah.
No.
This plane was going from the Philippines to California. Halfway through the flight, a woman water broke. So they made an emergency landing in Alaska. Alaska is about 4 to 6 hours longer than it would be to get to California.
What?
So, but when you put the flat Earth like this, Alaska is in between the Philippines and California. It's on the way to California. Another reason for this, the horizon is not curved. If you're on a plane, however high you are, everything looks flat. There's no curvature. Well, if you're that high up, you're going to see a curve. You're going to see the horizon curve, right? So, with this map, you see these bars going around. That's just there. But everybody's probably wondering, where's Antarctica? They have Antarctica covers the perimeter of the world. Well, a lot of people's like, that's stupid. Nobody has ever crossed Antarctica. Ever. Antarctica, nobody can go there unless you're a scientist. And scientists are only allowed in certain areas. And as of now, it is now illegal for scientists to go there because when your footprint is left, it don't go away. They don't want to ruin it. So nobody's ever allowed in Antarctica.
So Metallica will forever be the only band to have ever played on
Yeah, basically.
Antarctica.
So what they're saying is nobody's allowed to you can't even fly a plane over Antarctica. Well, that would make sense if Antarctica was the perimeter of the planet, because if you went past Antarctica, you would just fall off.
Or gravity would pull you to the underside of the planet.
That would be neat.
Or if it's just like a video game where you go to one side and then you just end up on the other side again.
Yeah.
Well, see, now a lot of people are saying that this is 100% not true. Well, I thought it was 100% not true until I started reading into it, and I was like, well,
The only issue with that map, though, that I'm seeing is the southern tip of South America isn't cold. And on this map, if you're looking at this map with us right now, you'll see the southern tip of South America would be right on top of where Antarctica would supposedly be on that outer ring. It's not that cold there. So what would the explanation for that be?
So here's another thing. We'll go
Poking holes in your logic.
we'll go into this. Every picture of the Earth and planets in space is taken by NASA.
Yeah.
One organization.
Whoa. Wait, though. Elon Musk. There's a picture of the car. The car that he sent up with his rocket. There's a picture. I wonder if you can see the Earth from it. That's his picture. So that would be one of the only pictures other than NASA. But continue.
But
I'm going to look that picture up.
the idea is is people have went so hard in depth to talk about Christianity, okay? So the Bible explains that the heavens and the earth was made, and the earth was, the sun and the moon was made for us, right? Well, what they're saying is that if the flat earth theory is correct, then there is no other planets. That there are stars, there is one sun and one moon, and the one sun and the one moon is made for us. And the reason why they say that this is a government thing is because, have you ever noticed the government and everything that the world does is all about consumerism? Yeah. It's all about saying, you're a small little piece in this big world. This world doesn't revolve around you. You're just a part of this little puzzle. That people are saying that on a Christian standpoint, that by you saying that the earth was flat and that there was one sun and one moon made for you, that would prove everything was made for the people here on earth by God. Mm-hmm. Everything had a purpose. Because what they're saying is that Earth being a globe, a sphere, and having all these other planets and being a little dot and all this big thing, is that kind of takes it away from you and saying, well, all this was a mistake. It all just kind of happened. By saying that the earth was flat and that everything is for the earth, the heavens, the earth, that kind of puts this whole, it was made for us as humans for a purpose.
Yeah.
So it kind of brings that, when they started throwing that out there and all this stuff, and that in the Bible it says, carry my word to the edges of the earth. If you have a flat earth, there's edges, you know? But then the only questions that I have about it that don't make no sense to me is that I was like, well, how come some parts of the earth has sunlight when the other ones have not? And people said, well, it's because the sun is worked like a flashlight. Like it goes over certain areas. Like it don't cover the whole. But then I don't understand how, if you have a plate and you put the flashlight over here, there's some part of the light that's going to reach the other side of the plate. So how narrow of a beam of a flashlight are we talking about? Like, I don't know. That's where it kind of blows my mind. But to this, I mean, everything that they say, from sun rays being straight, you know, like sun rays don't come, if you look at this picture, it's coming from one stationary area coming through. That would make sense.
They're kind of dispersing each way.
Yeah. Saying that something's in the middle of those.
Yeah.
Another thing is that they say that the gravity, now this I don't really know about, that gravity is because the flat earth as a disc is constantly moving up. That I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, the flat earth would make more sense if you would just say that's not true, because I would still think you would be, well, see, because the gravity is because it's spinning, pulling stuff toward it.
The mass is in the spherical earth, I guess you'd say, theory. It's just the earth's massive mass creates a gravitational pull inward. It doesn't have anything to do with the spinning, so it's just the mass. But with the earth being flat, it would have to be extremely, extremely thick for the mass gravity to be a thing. If it was flat and thin, then mass wouldn't be enough to create the gravitational pull needed. So it would have to be extremely thick.
Yeah, but this is the last thing I'll talk about, and then this episode, Conspiracy Corner, will be done. But now this one is fact, and actually backed by NASA. All pictures of the Earth are photoshopped. You can't take a picture of the entire Earth. How a picture of the Earth is, you know, like iPhones, how they got a picture of the Earth from like a far distance, it shows the whole thing. Mm-hmm. How it's done is the satellites, as they go around, they orbit the Earth, they take pictures. It's like a panoramic picture, and all they do is they place them together. That's why if you pick up, look up a picture of a globe, and you can look this up, sometimes you can see the same cloud formations over multiple areas because as it's moving, the storm's
that makes
moving.
sense.
So every picture of Earth that has ever been documented, you will never see the full sphere and it actually be the picture of the full thing. It's all placed together.
And even that what is it? The vehicle that went to Mars.
That's what I was wondering.
The sun wouldn't. You would have to head in the direction of the sun in order for the whole area of the Earth that you're looking back at to be lit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you take off at any other angle than straight towards the sun, part of the Earth is going to be dimmed when you look back because, the light obviously isn't going to be touching that part. If you take off at 90 degrees from where the sun is pointing, like a quarter of the Earth is only going to be lit up.
So it's kind of like, all joking aside, because when I first saw the flat Earth, I was like, you mean like back in the day when they had a map and they're like, well, you fall off the edge. But
the paper's flat, so I guess the Earth is too.
But when I started reading and figuring out that like you can't take a picture of the full Earth, everything comes from like NASA except for those pictures. Everything to me just kind of, especially when they said nobody has ever flew or crossed Antarctica. That right there alone was like, it would make more sense. Like, let's say that would make the North Pole a more obvious place because that would really be the center of the Earth if the world was flat. That would be the absolute centermost part.
Mm-hmm.
The North Pole.
I think people have been to the North Pole.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost absolutely certain. But wait, you're talking about Antarctica. Never mind.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the South.
Yeah,
So what I'm saying is the North Pole,
Somebody special.
the North
Sorry.
Pole would still exist, and that would be the center of the Earth.
Yeah, it would.
Because Antarctica would be the edges. It really
But-
makes you think. It makes you think, though.
But if that's the case, if the Earth's flat and you stand at the North Pole, if in the flat Earth theory the world is rotating, as in the spherical Earth theory, would you not be spinning pretty fast if you were standing on the North Pole?
Yeah.
You'd just be kind of carouseling right there.
Well, the reason why is people, like, look at this. This picture was taken from the North Pole, okay?
And looking back, I looked up those pictures of the Tesla that Elon Musk sent up on the Falcon Heavy rocket. It looks very CGI to me.
It really does.
Yeah. So I don't know how trustworthy that is.
But like that's a picture from the North Pole. If the North Pole's the top, you're going to definitely see a curve. Everything's flat. Perfectly flat.
Yeah.
Because this is where this comes out. If you're we're in a valley, and you're standing on the other side. I'm going to be standing, I could stand a mile away from you, and I'm going to see the hills and how everything goes to you. But when you're on a plane, which I've rode on a plane, when you're on a plane and I look out the windows, everything is flat. And if you're that far up and you do the math, you would think that you would see some kind of curvature or something.
Yeah.
And you don't. Like, if you look up pictures of, like, inside a cockpit, everything is blue and flat. It's very odd. It's definitely something you should probably look up because I've been trying to look into it.
I wonder how
and
many.
I feel like a dummy for going, the Earth's flat. But then I, like, start looking in and I'm like, it makes sense because they're saying it's all government conspiracy of how, like, the government obviously lies
Oh, yeah.
to make you benefit them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the government would have as much power as they do if everybody knew that everything was made for everybody? That we're not just a speck roaming around in this chaos, that there's actually a purpose and a meaning in life that we, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It would be drastically different.
It'd be because nobody.
Well, at this point, I think humanity's dumbed down too much to recover.
Because what people think is people go that the people that think about the flat earth and think of all these possibilities and conspiracy theories, that you're dumb for believing conspiracy theories. They put you down for thinking outside the box. Well, the thing is, to me, that's pretty smart. I would think that they would cheer you on for thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Because if you look up flat earth on Google, everything that comes up is saying fake, crazy people believe this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, because they don't want you to have an individual as a, well, I don't even know. They want you to be a part of a group, not try to be an individual.
I saw a meme. It was great. It was a screenshot of the Flat Earth Society's Facebook page. It was a status they had posted that said, the Flat Earth Society has thousands and thousands of members around the globe. And somebody commented and said, say that again really slowly. It was pretty funny.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been This Conspiracy Corner. Next time, we're going to talk a little aliens.
Aliens?
Little aliens.
Aliens. It's a
We talked
classic
about how.
go-to.
So today we talked about how we're the only thing in the universe because the Earth's flat. Next time we're going to talk about the Earth's not flat, and we are just a little speck, and there's other civilizations.
Totally other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, see, I said that with the Conspiracy Corner, we're not just.
I think
I'm
me and
gonna talk
James
about-
have got some thoughts on that.
Yeah. Well, ours is more dimensional theories.
Oh well,
Well, not
Than
even.
aliens.
Nah. I mean, we could go into that, but
Yeah.
we've got
We'll say
a
that.
long time of doing this.
Yeah.
We got a lot of. There's
There's
a
a-
lot.
There's a ton of stuff cooking in these three brains, and we rarely let it out. So buckle up.
buckle up, buttercup.
Buckle up. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all that we got to talk about today.
You want to end out with that song?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm playing NASCAR Heat.
Tying it back to games.
I'm playing NASCAR Heat. I'm sitting there jamming to some country songs like Left Turn and all these songs about NASCAR. Because that's really what the songs that they have a country song on there
Oh,
called
my God.
Left Turn. He went around the left turn. And I was like, wow, that don't. All right. So I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, out of all this Southern rock and all this country music, this song starts playing. And I'm like, this sounds pretty cool. I was like, this is a little different. It was grungy. And I'm sitting there going, this is in a NASCAR game? So I go, well, I'm going to look them up. I listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, what have you, whatever you want to listen to it. And I was like, I really like this. So what I did was I looked them up on the old Facebook. I wanted to see, hey, what's up? What's going on? So as I did this, come to find out, they're a band from Iowa. I have reached out to them. We have talked. I have messaged them. I have become friends on personal accounts on Facebook.
Best buds.
Best buds. Nah. But it seems like there's some pretty cool guys.
They only have, 200 likes on there?
Yeah. And
Somehow
They're
but somehow they got their song on NASCAR. So
they're for lack of a better term, they're small time like we are, as far as social media engagement.
and it's sad of hearing bands like this and really have potential, but there's not a huge like music area around here that involves our types of music.
Same for them.
Yeah, and it's very, very kind of upsetting because I really dig them. I think this type of music needs to make a comeback.
Oh, yeah.
So without further ado, this is a band called Moonlighting. This is a little song called Shine with a little intro at the beginning, and we're going to sit here and talk about it.
I like it already.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like Nick.
it's self-produced.
Self-produced. It's what I think it's self-produced. Oh, you just wait, buddy.
Wait till Puddle of Mud kicks in.
Oh, Puddle Mud kicks in hard.
A little bit of flanger right there. I dig that.
Puddle of Mud.
He's got a Nick Branscombe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can hear Nick singing this. Especially this part. Nick, you've got a brother.
You got
out
a brother
there.
somewhere.
He lives in
and you
Iowa.
He lives in Iowa.
Yeah.
So next week, we're going to fly him out here. We're going to do an interview with him.
Yeah.
I think this has got more of a late 90s, early 2000s sound more than the
More like
early
a
90s
post-grunge.
grunge. Yeah.
Yeah.
This sounds like something that would have came out during that new metal little period of time.
Yeah.
I dig the guitar tone. Man, I'd love to hear this produced
Yeah.
to a really, really professional extent. That would be awesome.
I really want to play with these guys really bad.
Heck yeah. I dig this. I want to hear what
Well,
else
see,
they've got.
What I've looked is all the pictures that they have of their shows look like very, very close in space shows. I would really like to see a very personable show like that with them playing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I heard this on NASCAR and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I've got to look these guys up, looked them up, sent them a message on Facebook, and like got a response within like 10 minutes.
Really?
And me
Yeah,
and
they
him
said-
sat there and talked.
They said that they play with, there's a group of bands that will play and they'll split the pay at the end of the night. They'll do like small sets. And didn't he say he told you if we're ever up that way or if they're ever down this way, hit them up.
We got to meet in the middle.
Got to meet in the middle.
West Virginia.
What
How
is
about
this,
we'll just
Diamond
work,
Rio?
if you guys are listening,
We meet in the middle. Ain't that all?
I just say if we
We gain an autograph.
if
To search the web for how do you say it we are.
What?
I'll Siri on my watch.
Shut up, Siri.
If I would say we could talk up with them, say let's go on a little toursy.
Yeah, I'd say if we can
That'd probably be a good fit.
It's a potential.
expand our market, and at the same time, they're being on Heat, they're obviously going to start expanding their market.
Yeah. I don't know
that's
how
a
they
lot of
managed
exposure.
that, but
I don't know.
Props to them for pulling that off.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Darn, maybe we need to start sending our music to video game developers.
I'm way ahead of you on that thought.
Oh, okay. I was not clued in, but I'm the bass player.
So yeah, that's terrible. So for all you people listening, we are in a band, and we have been recording, and we are recording an EP.
4 originals, and we've got a little surprise that's going to be released before those
How
4
before?
originals.
Do we have an idea of around when?
Don't really know.
It's probably not that far off though.
Probably not. We're going to kind of quickly go through the process of recording that one. It won't take very long, but we are all 3 massive fans of one certain band from the 90s. We cover their stuff in our sets, and we're doing something that may or may not be a cover. You'll find out.
The only thing that I can say is that this song will be released, and then the EP will be released, and I'm figuring that we'll probably release it online.
Yeah, it'll be an online release.
We'll release it like Apple Music, Spotify, stuff like that first, and then when we start playing in support of the EP, we will have physical copies. Yeah. But I figure that the online streaming release will be a pretty good time before the physical copies.
Yeah, it'll probably be like a month after the online release that we'll get physical copies made. But we'll set up a site to purchase physical copies on, and you can get them mailed. But it's going to be good. We are taking a lot of time, but at the same time, not a lot of time. Taking a lot of time setting up.
Once it's set up, it's good.
Yeah, making sure my guitar amp is mic'd up right, making sure Justice's amp is dialed in right, making sure, all the mics on the drums were sounding as best as we could get them. And then we've played these songs for years now, so it's not taking very long to get them recorded. We just do a couple takes and it's down. But I think out of everything I've produced, this is definitely going to sound the best, especially once Andrew gets in helping produce it. Buddy of mine, his Appalachian Studios here in Dobson. But it's going to be good. I think y'all are going to really dig it and hopefully really be blown away by the progress that we've made in our sound and our recording abilities.
Hopefully you'll put on some good headphones.
Please don't listen with crap headphones, people. Please.
Please don't listen through your phone speaker.
No, please, no.
No.
But you're going to listen to it with some good headphones?
Please don't listen through your AirPods.
Don't do it.
They're really not as good as you think they are.
Don't do it.
So put on you some good old Beats.
Or some Sennheiser HD800s.
Some in-ear monitors.
Get you
some West Tones.
You can even play it through a good speaker at the house. Like if you...
Yeah.
Because even like a lot of Bluetooth speakers, like some JBL speakers and stuff.
Yeah, those are good. Those are
but
really well balanced. But the thing is, when
you hear it in some good speakers and you hear the quality of it and how awesome that we all think that it is, you might shit a biscuit. A whole biscuit. Like a sausage, egg, and cheese from Bojangles biscuit. With a wrapper. It's just going to go bloop. It's going to come out. And you're going to go, now I can enjoy this sophisticated music and eat this biscuit I just But guys, yeah, we are going to end on that.
On that.
So can we please start the hashtag biscuit? Biscuit. That's gonna
get that trending, please.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is James.
My name is James.
And I'm J2.
What?
And this has been J3 Podcast.
Bye.